So today we will discuss economic topics, which are essential for both civil service exam as well as other important exams, competitive exam, because economic is a very important topic. And if we go to the previous year question paper, so around 10 to 12 questions, okay, in both prelims and mains, they used to come in the economy, okay. So if you see the economy, it can be broadly divided into three groups. One is basics of economics. Okay. Next is your developmental topics, and next third one is your policy topics. Okay. So under the basics of economics, what will go through is your national income. Okay. So monetary policy and inflations and basics business cycles. Okay. And fiscal policy, money and banking. Okay. Fiscal sectors, economic growth and basics and balance of payment and WTO and other agricultural subsidies as well as the unemployment. This will come under the basics of economics. Okay. And next under this developmental topics, we will see the agriculture. Okay, agriculture, then industry, poverty, infrastructure, and different schemes that are launched by government. Okay, so in different sectors. So what are the to upgrade these sectors? What are the initiatives taken by government and their budget allocations? All these things we'll discuss under the developmental topics. Okay, and under the policy topics. Okay, so policy topics again we will discuss economic planning. Okay, so we know that initially we have planning commission. Nowadays planning commission is removed from NITI Aayog. So we also discussed about the difference between NITI Aayog and planning commissions. Okay, and how these planning commissions will promote cooperative federalisms, cooperative as well as the competitive federalisms, and what are the drawbacks of planning commissions. Okay, because we know that in planning commissions initially the government used to they use one size fit for all. Okay, because although we know that different states have different socio-economic conditions. Okay, they have different needs. Okay? But in planning commissions, planning commissions actually they prepare one plan which is actually applicable to the entire country. No? So now in NITI Aayog we have so that's actually more importance is given to the states. Okay, so states were given more freedom, so they can speak. Okay, and in the NITI Aayog governing council. Okay, so which is represented by the state ministers. So actually this NITI Aayog promotes cooperative as well as the competitive federalism. Okay, so again we also discuss the government budget. Okay, and also discuss the different components of the budgets. Okay, and government receipts, government expenditures. Again in the receipts and expenditure we'll discuss what is capital expenditure, what is capital receipts, and what is revenue expenditure, what is revenue receipts. Okay, and why government invest more on the capital investment, and how what will be its impact on the Indian economy. Those things we'll discuss, and why actually our we always have a deficit budget. Okay, so we always have a deficit budget. Okay, what is the reason? Okay, so we always have a deficit budget, means our total expenditure is more as compared to our total revenue earned. Okay, so that is, so what is the reasons that if you see almost all the country they used to present a deficit budget, not a surplus budget. So what are its difference? Okay, then again we also discuss what is economic survey. Okay, we all know that there is a difference between the basic difference between the budget and economic survey. In economic survey actually they present the what are the economic parameters or economic performance of India in the previous year. Okay, suppose in 2024 when government present budget in the parliament or in state legislature, so through economic survey they will showcase what is the performance of Indian economy in the previous year. Okay, and in the budget actually in the budget government will actually give they will formulate different policies in the coming year. Okay, so actually budget is regarding the coming year, and economic policy is regarding the performance of Indian economy in different sectors, in different parameters in the previous year. Okay, then also we will discuss different government schemes on agriculture. Okay, so because agriculture we know that we have in Indian economy we have three sectors. Now one is primary sectors or agricultural sectors, secondary sectors or manufacturing sectors or industrial sectors, and third one is your it is your tertiary sectors or service sectors. So we will also discuss what are the contributions of different sectors to the GDP of India, and we also discuss what are the contributions of different sectors to the employment generations. And we know that in agriculture sector there is disguised unemployment. So what is the meaning of disguised unemployment? Okay, and those things will details will discuss, and why the contribution of, if you see that just after the independence, okay, just in 1951-52, if you see the contribution of agriculture, contribution to primary sectors for agriculture, it is more than 50%. So contribution of primary sectors for agriculture to the GDP of India is more than 50%. But at present, if you see the contribution of agriculture is less. Okay, so it is dominated by service sector. So there are some reasons why. Okay, those things we'll discuss. And again in the basics of economics, so the main important topic is here monetary policy. So first one is your monetary policy, next one is your fiscal policy and inflations. So these are very, very important topics. So, and balance of payment is also one of the important topics. Okay, and here we will discuss what is the basic difference between the monetary policy and fiscal policy. So there is a difference between monetary policy and fiscal policy. And if you see the basic difference in monetary policy, actually monetary policy is prepared by Central Bank of a country. So in case of India, monetary policy is prepared by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, Reserve Bank of India. And fiscal policy is actually it is prepared by government of a country. So and it is in India, it is expressed through budget. Okay, fiscal policy is expressed through the budget. And we know that budget is nothing but it is a annual financial statement of a country. Okay, so the basic difference is that the monetary policy is prepared by the Central Bank of a country, and in case of India, so monetary policy is it is prepared by the Reserve Bank of India, and whereas fiscal policy is prepared by the government of India, and it is expressed through budget. And budget is nothing but it is the annual financial statement of India. Okay, and if you see the goal of this both monetary policy and fiscal policies, there are three main goals of all this monetary policy and fiscal policy. First goal is to promote growth. So first goals of monetary policy is to promote growth. Okay, to promote growth. Okay, second one is to control inflation. Okay, second goal is to control inflation. Okay, to control inflations, and third one is to maintain liquidity. Okay, maintain liquidity. So maintain liquidity in the system. So what is liquidity? Liquidity means there is the amount of money in circulation. Okay, actually through monetary policy and fiscal policy, okay, both RBI and government of India, they try to control these three. Okay, to promote growth. Okay, to promote or to control inflation. Inflation is nothing but price rise. Okay, and to maintain liquidity in the banking system, means money supply. Okay, so everything will discuss how how RBI, what are the different tools used by RBI to control these things. Okay, there are different tools like repo rate, reverse repo rate, and SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, and then marginal standing facilities. There are different tools used by RBI to control this. To control these things, that is promote growth, inflation, and money supply. Similarly, government use tax and subsidies. So there are many two tools used by government, tax and subsidies, to control these things. Okay, to control growth or to control inflation as well as to maintain liquidity. So through the fiscal policy, government use many two tools. That is, one is your tax and the other one is your subsidies. Okay, so again tax may be two types. One is direct tax and indirect tax. So what is the basic difference between direct tax and indirect tax is that when the direct tax means like income tax. Okay, so here tax burden cannot be shifted from one person to another person, whereas in case of indirect tax means here tax burden can be shifted. The example of indirect tax is GST. So GST, goods and service tax. So it is a suppose government increase the GST, so as a result the corporates or the company, they have to pay more tax to the company to the government. So as a result they will shift the tax burden to the customers. Okay, but in case of direct tax burden cannot be shifted. Okay, so suppose an employee, so okay, income tax is increases, so only he has to pay, he cannot shift the tax burden to others. Okay, so that is the basic. All these things we'll discuss in details. And next, subsidy. So we know that government gives different subsidies. Okay, financial subsidies to the individuals as well as to the different startups companies. Okay, so through this actually these two tax and subsidies are used by government, okay, through budget, okay, to control these things, okay. So these are in details we'll discuss. And next important, national income. So in national income we will mainly discuss GDP, what is GDP, and goods and service, what is gross and domestic product, GDP, and what is GNP, so what is nation, what is gross national product, okay, what is everything we'll discuss in details in national income. So, and what are very important, what are the methods that are used to calculate national income, like income method, expenditure method, those things we'll discuss, okay. So so these are the basics of economy. And if you see the all the previous year question paper, no, they used to ask questions from only these topics, okay. So these are the very important topics of economics. And the sources, okay. So what are the important sources for economy? If you see the NCERT books, no, class 11 Indian economy is very important book, because if you read this class 11 book NCERT, so this Indian economic development, so it will clear our basics of about Indian economy, okay. Again, class 12 books NCERT microeconomic development, only chapter 1 and 2 is sufficient, all are not necessary. Next, class 12 books this NCERT macroeconomy, okay. Here class chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 6 is important. And after clearing reading this NCERT books, means our base will be strong, then we can go to one standard book, that is Indian economy by Ramesh Singh. So these are the important sources for Indian economy, and this is enough for all competitive examinations, okay. Again, you can see that there is two branches of economy, one is micro and macro, okay. So those things, actually this micro and macro economy, they are not completely different from each other, they are relative to each other, okay. We cannot separate them itself, but they are relative to each other, okay. So those things in details we'll discuss. So these are the important sources, and we are going to launch one module in economy, which will be essential for all the civil service exam, okay. Thank you.